Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is a match preview of the Arsenal versus Crystal Palace game tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Big game for both teams, to be honest. Even Crystal Palace, I know they've had a very good start. I know they lost in the Conference League this Thursday, so they'll be looking to bounce back. And equally for Arsenal as well, this is a game where it should be straightforward in terms of we should be looking at this game as 3 points. No time for complacency. No time to do any foolishness and play Marino in the midfield and then hopefully you come back at 2-0. None of that. This should be a routine victory for Arsenal. I know Crystal Palace are a very good team, and they are a very good team. They've shown that this season. I know a lot of people doubted them, especially when they lost Eze, and just hopefully it doesn't reverse back into my car. Yeah, yeah. I know people doubted them as a team that will be so high up in the league, but they are. So credit to them, and also credit to Oliver Glasner as well. He set them up to be a very resolute team, a very compact team, and they are very good defensively. So this will be a game where you kind of want Arsenal to put their foot on the ball a little bit more and look to kind of impose themselves, especially when you're playing at home. So the lineup kind of speaks for itself. I don't think there'll be much change to what we normally see with Arsenal. There might be a subtle difference in terms of personnel. I'm hoping he kind of relatively stays the same. I know that the back four will remain the same. There was talks about Gabriel potentially missing this one out due to a knock, but I think that's just Mikel doing Mikel things. Um, the lineup should stay relatively simple. I'm thinking left back potentially Calafiori or Skelly. And for me, it's a difficult one because Skelly had a very good game in midweek, and so Calafiori is almost given as the kind of starting left back slot. I know Hincapié is in there as well, but I'm not sure how much we'll see of Hincapié. I think he's just one of the few kind of players just as us backup kind of thing. But Calafiori, I expect him to be there. Skelly would be a little bit too offensive if he goes with Ethan and Eze in the double pivot, and then Zubamendi kind of sits in at six. If he goes with that, I'd very much doubt he will go with Skelly in that left back position, because that will be way too attacking, and it might leave us a little bit too vulnerable at the back. So I doubt that he will go with that. He may go with Skelly at left back and then Rice and Eze. Who knows with this guy? I have no idea. Timber should still be at right back. In terms of the midfield, again, I said it in the previous match reaction against Madrid. I would sit this one out for Rice. I think he's looked a bit iffy here and there. I think he looks a bit tired. That's the one thing I would say. Rice definitely looks like he needs a bit of a break away from the Arsenal kind of firing line. This is a game where you may look to leave him out. I know it's Palace, and Palace are a very compact team and they're a very physical team. So having Rice in there, I can see why he would prefer Rice to be in that double pivot. But maybe this is a game for Ethan. You're at home, impose yourself a little bit more. So having Ethan and Eze in that double pivot is very attacking, but also, in a sense, it also gives you that balance, because you can put Eze on that left side and then Ethan on the right side, and you have that balance between the two left and the right side. And also, Ethan is very good going forward, and equally as Eze. Eze does track back. He played for Oliver Glasner. I'm not going to pretend I watched a lot of Palace, but he does track back, and he can do that role as well. If he's given that role to track back and also go forward. But who knows? One thing I do know is, and I don't want to see, is Marino. There's something in me that's telling me that this game is one of those ones where Arteta has another brain fart and just, fucks around and puts Marino in that midfield with Eze or with Rice, and then I'll just be face palming because I do not want to see that in any shape or form. He done it similarly 2 seasons ago when we had, I think it was Villa, when Palace, funny enough, when Palace played Liverpool and they beat Liverpool and we had to kind of win that game. He put Havertz in that midfield and we end up losing. So this is the game where just no complacency, straightforward victory, keep that pressure on City, and obviously hopefully they lose. I think they're playing at the same time as us, and I'm hoping that we do our job and Villa do their job and we increase that gap, because ultimately it's about just keeping on top of it now. There's no time to drop points to Palace, because come May we'll be looking at that game and thinking, oh, this could have been something that we could have avoided. But the front three kind of stays the same. I know Martinelli's been playing well and Trossard is kind of on the back foot, but for me, I would start Trossard. Martinelli kind of comes on. I would put him on when there's tired legs, and when there's tired legs, that's when Martinelli looks really good. And I know obviously defensively he might go with Martinelli for the tracking back, but yeah, who knows? I think that's just a flip of a coin, to be honest. But with the other two, it stays the same, really, doesn't it? Saka stays on, and so does Gyökeres. I'm hoping Gyökeres puts on a much better performance now. He scored us 2 goals, even though they were a bit, here and there. He now should have that kind of confidence to now go on and start playing his football again. I don't want to see him wrestling defenders like he does. Kind of peel off the defenders a little bit more now, because you're coming up against Mark Guehi, who's a very physical defender as well. So he's not going to give you any of an easy time. So and I'm hoping he finds that out very soon, and he's not there twerking on defenders like that on Sunday. So big game today. Sorry, big game tomorrow. 2-0 I'm going for. We're very good defensively. We've not conceded many shots, and I'm hoping that kind of carries on tomorrow, sorry. And that is it, I think. Palace are a decent side. They lost this Thursday. Hopefully that carries on for us. But very good week for us, and hopefully we can carry on with a 2-0 victory. But yeah, thank you so much for the support I've had in the previous video. I'll also be trying to verify. I'll try and switch up my content a little bit more, not just football. I'll try to do a bit of gym stuff, car content as well, and hopefully that'll be something I'll be looking to bring onto my channel. But make sure to like, comment and subscribe. But I'll be back after the game for match reaction, and hopefully it's a good match reaction, because Palace are not an easy team, but we should be looking to win this game.